You can't breathe, not because there's no air in your suit, there is, for now, but because your brain has forgotten how. The wind outside is screaming at 600 kilometers per hour, slamming into you from every direction, spinning your body like a rag doll in a washing machine. Your visor is cracked. Not shattered, not yet, but there's a fracture running from the top left corner down to your cheek, and every few seconds you see a new branch split off from it. The temperature reading on your display is glitching between 95 and 140 degrees Celsius. Your suit's cooling system is maxed out and losing, and all around you, in every direction, there's nothing but dark orange clouds stretching into infinity. No up, no down, no horizon, just Jupiter eating you alive. Your helmet is screaming warnings you stopped listening to minutes ago. Pressure exceeds tolerance. Structural integrity compromised. Seek immediate shelter. Shelter. That's funny. There's no shelter here. There's no anything here. You're 50 kilometers deep inside the atmosphere of the largest planet in the solar system, and the only thing between you and all of it is a suit that was never designed for this. How did you get here? Good question. Let's rewind. 47 minutes ago. The ship was fine, better than fine. You were on the final approach of a routine gravity assist maneuver, using Jupiter's pull to slingshot toward the outer planets. You'd done the calculations 100 times. The trajectory was perfect. You were sitting in the observation bay, watching Jupiter's cloud bands drift past the viewport like slow-motion rivers of caramel, thinking about how this was the closest you'd ever been to the giant. Close enough to see the texture in the storms, close enough to feel small. Then the reactor failed. No warning, no buildup. Just a sound like a giant clearing its throat, followed by every light on the ship turning red at once. You had maybe 4 seconds to react. The emergency protocols kicked in. Loss of containment, the computer said, with that calm voice that made everything worse. And the next thing you knew, the outer hull was buckling and you were being thrown toward the airlock. You don't remember grabbing your helmet. You don't remember sealing your suit. But you must have, because when the ship tore itself apart in a silent flash of white, you were floating in the void instead of dying in it. The debris field expanded around you for a few seconds, in glittering chunks of metal and plastic catching the distant sunlight. And then Jupiter's gravity took over. The wreckage started to drift one way. You started to drift another, toward the planet, toward the clouds, toward everything you were never supposed to touch. The first few minutes were almost peaceful. Space is silent, and falling doesn't feel like falling when there's no air resistance. You just floated, watching Jupiter grow larger in your visor. That massive swirl of orange and white and brown expanding until it stopped being a planet and started being a wall. A wall with no edges. A wall that curved away from you in every direction until it became the entire universe. Your suit's thrusters fired a few times, automatic stabilization trying to keep you oriented, but they couldn't change your trajectory. The math was already done. Jupiter had you, and Jupiter doesn't let go. Let's talk about where you were headed. Jupiter's not like anything your brain is built to understand. You could fit over 1,300 Earths inside it. If Earth were a grape, Jupiter would be a basketball. And here's the thing that matters most. There's no surface, no ground, no floor waiting at the bottom. It's gas and liquid and pressure stacked tens of thousands of kilometers deep, getting denser and hotter and stranger the further down you go. The great red spot alone, that storm you could see spinning off to your left, is so massive that 2 or 3 Earths could fit inside it. And that storm has been raging for at least 350 years, probably longer. Nobody knows when it started because it was already there when humans first pointed telescopes at this planet. And you hit the first wisps of atmosphere about 12 minutes after the ship exploded. It didn't feel like much at first, just a faint vibration through your suit, like someone was running a tuning fork along your spine. The hydrogen up there is so thin it barely counts as air. But your descent was slowing, just slightly, and the color outside your visor started to change. Space had been pure black. Now there was a haze, faint and golden, creeping in from the edges. The temperature dropped fast. Your visor showed minus 145 degrees Celsius, colder than any winter on Earth, colder than Antarctica's worst night. Your suit's heating system kicked in, and you felt warmth spreading through your gloves and boots. But here's the strange part. That was as cold as it was going to get. From that moment on, the deeper you fell, and the hotter it would become. Jupiter is a pressure cooker. You were dropping straight into the fire. The cloud deck came next. You'd seen pictures your whole life, those beautiful bands of brown and amber and white that wrap around the planet like ribbons. But from inside, falling through them in nothing but a suit, they didn't look like ribbons. They looked like canyon walls made of frozen ammonia, rising around you in every direction, towering hundreds of kilometers high. The light filtering down from the distant sun gave everything a dim, golden glow, like a sunset that never quite ends. It was beautiful. The kind of beautiful that makes you forget, for just a second, that you're dying. The upper clouds were ammonia ice, white, wispy, almost peaceful. But below that, you hit ammonium hydrosulfide, and everything changed. The color shifted to brownish red, like rust mixed with dried blood. If your helmet had any leaks, the smell would have hit you then. Ammonium hydrosulfide is the chemical behind the stench of rotten eggs, except concentrated into clouds the size of continents. The pressure climbed. 2 atmospheres, 5, 10. Each number meant more weight pressing against every square centimeter of your suit. At 75 kilometers below the cloud tops, you were feeling what a scuba diver feels at serious depth. Except the depth never stopped increasing. And then came the wind. This is where we catch up. This is where we are now. Jupiter's jet streams are beyond anything Earth has ever produced. 600 kilometers per hour, sustained, with gusts that spike even higher. The strongest hurricane ever recorded on Earth had winds of about 345 kilometers per hour. Jupiter doubles that without even trying. Your body tumbles, spins, gets thrown sideways and upside down. There's nothing to grab, nothing to push against. You're a leaf in a blender the size of a planet, and the blender is angry. Your suit was never meant for this. Let's be honest, you should already be dead. The wind and shear alone would have ripped most spacesuits apart. The pressure is crushing. The temperature is climbing toward levels that will cook you inside your own helmet. But somehow, against all odds, you're still here. Still falling, still conscious. So let's keep going. Because what's below the clouds is something no human has ever seen. The sky clears. That's the only way to describe it. You fall out of the bottom of the cloud deck. And suddenly there's nothing around you but open air, if you can call it air. An endless ocean of atmosphere stretching in every direction. No ground below, no sky above, just gas, fading from dim gold into deeper and deeper darkness. For a moment, just a moment, it's almost peaceful. The violence of the cloud deck is above you now, and what surrounds you feels vast and empty and still. But the stillness is an illusion. You're still falling, still accelerating, still being pulled towards something you can't see and can't understand. The sun is a memory now, its light swallowed by hundreds of kilometers of cloud. Your helmet lamp clicks on automatically and it shows you nothing. Just haze. Thick, warm, darkening haze. You wave your hand in front of your visor and watch it fade into shadow before it's even fully extended. That's how dense the atmosphere has become. You're not in space anymore. You're not even in air. You're somewhere else entirely. A place that exists only inside gas giants. A place humans were never meant to see. The temperature climbs past the point of comfort, then past the point of survivable, then keeps climbing. At 500 kilometers below the cloud tops, your visor reads 150 degrees Celsius. Your cooling system gave up a while ago. The heat is seeping through your suit now, slow but relentless, like sitting too close to a fire you can't move away from. Sweat pours down your face. Your breath comes in short gasps. The suit groans around you, a low, constant sound that vibrates through your bones. And then the hydrogen changes. There's no dramatic moment, no visible boundary. It just gets thicker, denser, heavier. At around 1,000 kilometers deep, the pressure hits 1,000 atmospheres and the temperature reaches 1,700 degrees Celsius. The hydrogen around you stops being a gas. It's not quite a liquid either. It's supercritical, a phase of matter where the difference between gas and liquid stops meaning anything. Imagine water that's simultaneously steam and ocean at the same time. That's what you're sinking through now. You're not falling through air anymore. You're descending through something that doesn't have a name in any language you know. Your descent slows dramatically. You're dropping like a stone through honey now, the density of the material around you climbing with every passing second. The sensation is disorienting. Your brain keeps expecting to hit something, to feel impact, to arrive somewhere. But there's nothing to hit. A just increasingly thick fluid, pressing against your suit from every angle, slowing you down not with a crash but with a squeeze. Your helmet light is useless. The supercritical hydrogen is so thick that light can't travel more than a few centimeters before being absorbed and scattered into nothing. You are in absolute darkness, surrounded by hot, dense, formless fluid, sinking into a planet that has no bottom. The only thing you can feel is pressure. The only thing you can hear is your own breathing and the groaning of your suit as it fights a losing battle against forces it was never designed to resist. No suit could survive this. No material humans have ever made could handle the pressure, the temperature, the crushing weight of a world 318 times more massive than Earth pressing down on every atom of your existence. But we're not stopping, because the strangest part of Jupiter is still below you. At roughly 7,000 kilometers below the cloud tops, the pressure exceeds 2 million atmospheres. 2 million. To put that in perspective, the deepest point in Earth's ocean, the Challenger Deep, experiences about 1,100 atmospheres. You're now at nearly 2,000 times that pressure. The hydrogen molecules around you are being squeezed so hard that something fundamental changes. The electrons break free from their atoms. They're no longer bound to individual hydrogen nuclei. They flow freely between atoms, shared among all of them, like electrons in a copper wire. The hydrogen has become metallic. Liquid metallic hydrogen, one of the most exotic substances in the known universe, and you're swimming in an ocean of it. This is what gives Jupiter its insane magnetic field. A magnetosphere so powerful it stretches millions of kilometers into space and would be visible from Earth if human eyes could see magnetic fields. The layer of metallic hydrogen inside Jupiter is over 40,000 kilometers thick. Let that sink in. That's more than 3 times the diameter of Earth. Just this one layer. Just this one phase of matter that doesn't exist naturally anywhere else in our solar system except inside giant planets. If you could see it, and you can't because no light survives down here, the metallic hydrogen would shimmer like mercury, like a liquid mirror stretching endlessly in every direction. Scientists have tried to create metallic hydrogen in labs on Earth, squeezing tiny samples with diamond anvils at pressures of millions of atmospheres, and they've only managed to produce microscopic amounts for fractions of a second. You're surrounded by enough of it to drown 1,000 Earths. The temperature has climbed past 10,000 degrees Celsius. The surface of the Sun is about 5,500. You are now hotter than the surface of a star, sinking through liquid metal that shouldn't exist outside of physics textbooks, and you still haven't reached the center of this planet. The sensors that somehow still function feed you impossible data. The density around you is greater than lead. You're sinking through material heavier than solid metal. And Jupiter keeps going down. Scientists used to think there was a solid core at the center, a ball of rock and ice maybe 10 to 20 times the mass of Earth, sitting at the bottom like a pit in a peach. But data from NASA's Juno spacecraft told a different story. The core isn't solid. It's diffuse, fuzzy. a region where heavy elements like rock and metal are mixed into the metallic hydrogen like chunks in a thick, hot soup. There's no boundary, no wall, no arrival, just a gradual thickening, a slow increase in density until you realize you're not falling anymore because there's nowhere left to fall. You're roughly 60,000 kilometers below where you started. The pressure exceeds 40 million atmospheres. The temperature is somewhere between 20,000 and 35,000 degrees Celsius. The material around you is a hellish mixture of metallic hydrogen, helium, dissolved iron, silicate, and compounds that don't exist anywhere else in the solar system. This is the center of Jupiter. And it's not a place. It's just more of the same. A compressed beyond imagination, hot beyond reason, dense beyond comprehension. The planet's final secret is that there is no final secret, no hidden chamber, no dramatic revelation. Jupiter doesn't end with a bang. It ends with a whisper, a gradual fade from impossible to more impossible, from extreme to incomprehensible. You've traveled over 70,000 kilometers straight down, through conditions that make words like hot and pressure seem laughably inadequate, and the only thing waiting at the center is the quiet certainty that some places in the universe simply aren't meant to have a bottom. Jupiter has been watched for thousands of years. The Babylonians tracked it across the sky. Galileo pointed his telescope at it in 1610 and saw the moons that changed everything we thought we knew about the cosmos. And still, after all that time, we don't fully understand what's down here. We have models, we have educated guesses, but nobody has seen it. Nobody can see it. The conditions are too extreme, the pressure's too great, the temperature's too violent, and Jupiter is just one planet, one world in one solar system in one galaxy among hundreds of billions. If this single gas giant can hide so many mysteries, exotic matter, impossible pressures, temperatures hotter than stars, imagine what else is out there. Imagine what's waiting in atmospheres we haven't even discovered yet. That thought is why any of this matters. Not because you'll ever actually fall into Jupiter, but because trying to understand what's down there teaches us something about what the universe can do when it really commits to being strange. If this trip made you feel something, awe, fear, wonder, whatever it is you feel when you stare into the heart of a planet that has no heart, hit subscribe. Because next time, we're going somewhere even stranger. And trust me, you're going to want to see it.